police are requesting an ambulance and detail me a screaming for one. The police are requesting an ambulance and detail me a screaming for one.
To a brand new kick.
Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream episode number 225 on this Tuesday afternoon, October 22nd, 2024. I want to thank everybody for joining me today. Got a interesting stuff going on over here, eSIM Studios and worldwide. Sorry for the late live stream. I was ready to go. I promise you, I was ready to go right around 1:30. What do you know? My new laptop that I got crashed. So thankfully it's under the return. It's in the return window. So damn right, I'm gonna go return it and get my money back, because I put a short out, right, showing basically what's wrong with it. Had everything set up, ready to go. Had my day's work on there, and screen wouldn't turn on. The new Samsung Galaxy Book 4 Edge screen won't. Now, kind of. So it'll boot, right? It'll give you the boot animation, and then just black, nothing. And the device is on, right? Caps lock work. I know it connects. It'll connect to my earbud, right? It'll connect to the mouse, the keyboard, the backlights work. Screen won't turn on. So I spent about an hour trying to mess around with that to get it working, and I finally just gave up and said, you know what? This is a brand new device. It should have zero issues. So I'm returning it. So that's why I'm starting today late. So I do apologize about that. I'm trying to stay on time every day, and just one of those things where crashed. So much for that. It was fun while it lasted. I got about 1 day's use out of it. So back to the store, back to Best Buy it goes. But nonetheless, got back up here, so had to reset everything up and update. Of course, I had to update. I was ready to go live earlier, and then update. So it is what it is. We'll move forward. We will survive. So putting that to the side, we have updates in regards to Google. We have Google Messages updates. I know a lot of you viewers out there are Google Messages users, those of you that use Android. What else we got? We have Pixel 9a. Surprising news with the 9a. Just came out of nowhere. Good news, though. Good news. Not bad news. Good news, but just slapped me upside the face. I did not see this coming. So, good news on the Pixel 9a front. And then we have confirmed devices that are going to carry the new Snapdragon 8 Elite, not X Elite. I'm not sure I'm going to try that again. That was going back. That's the one that crashed. But the 8 Elite should be fine. It did, and look, I think that's probably the CPU works fine on here on this Snapdragon 8X Elite. I think it's a Samsung issue, which, look, they make millions and millions of devices, manufacture millions and millions of devices every year, so maybe I just got a dud. Who knows? But it appears that's what it is. So it is what it is. Shit, I'll get my money back. So it's no big deal. It is what it is. I get a lot of devices, and it rarely happens, thank God, knock on wood. But as long as I get my money back, whatever. I made a video or two out of it, so it is what it is. Let's see here. Let's get into the Google Messages real quick. It's going to be a relatively short show today. I'm not going long. I'm already overdue on time and messed up my whole day. So those of you that are Google Messages users, you're going to get some very useful security updates. Some you will notice right off the bat, and some will be behind the scenes, right? Keeping your data secure and private, right? So Google put out a statement today. They put out, and I'll put a link. It goes to their security blog, and I'll put a link for that in the description. Whenever this video is done, simply come back to this video, go to the description box below the title, expand it, and you'll see the links for everything that you need down there. Now, Google announced 5 new protections for Google Messages to help keep you safe and your information safe, right? So every day, over 1 billion people use Google Messages to communicate. That's why Google has made security a top priority, building in powerful on-device AI-powered filters and advanced security that protects users from 2 billion suspicious messages a month. That's a lot. I get, as I'm sure y'all do too, right? I'm sure each and every one of y'all watching, all 348 of y'all, I get messages. So there's two, and I've actually made videos about these. There's like two scams out there, right? That are pretty clever, but they're easy to pick up on if you know what you're looking for. But I understand how people could get caught up in them. So one is a package scam, right? And the other one is a job scam. So they know people are looking for jobs. They know people get shipped stuff all the time. The package scam is, it'll say, I think I deleted all mine, but let's see here. I don't believe I have any. Do I have any? Let's see. I think I deleted all of them. Anyways, it'll say a package. Is this it? I deleted them. Whatever. It'll say you have a pack, and this is all fictitious, a lie, right? They're trying to get you to click. They're trying to lure you in. So they send you a message. It's saying, hey, USPS here, your package needs some kind of verification or whatever, or sorry, we missed delivery. Click link to reschedule, something like that. But here's the deal. Here's the very first flag. If you're getting a message about a package that's a regular phone number, that's a scam. USPS, UPS, or FedEx always use a short code. So, like, for instance, I have a message right here from FedEx, and it's from just a number, not a phone number, but it's from a number 46339. That's FedEx, right? It's not going to be from a phone, or like a real phone number, like area code 123 and then 456 78910. It's not going to be that. So that's the first giveaway. Second giveaway is look at the link that they give you. If it does not end at a UPS.com or a USPS.com or a FedEx.com, don't click it, right? Those are scams. Those are trying to lure you in. Second thing, real quick, is the job thing. It'll say, hey, I saw you were looking for work. I have a job, blah, 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 25 an hour, starting ASAP. I mean, and those do come from regular numbers as well. You got to be careful with those, because look, if you put your contact information into the job websites, a lot of the time you give them your phone number, right? So those are kind of harder to differentiate which one's real, which one's not real. So please use caution with whatever you do, right? I typically go through emails and only text if I know that person on if I have previous interactions with them and or a company, but just random stuff, it's a scam. Definitely a scam. So end-to-end encryption. Google Messages is end-to-end encrypted. With RCS conversations, you can communicate privately with other Google Message RCS users, and they're not stopping there. Google's committed to constantly developing new controls and features to make your conversations on Google Messages even more secure and private. So let's get into what they are doing, right, to keep you safe. This is a huge update. It will be a big update as far as not a redesigned update as far as visually, the aesthetics, how it looks, but a huge update behind the scenes in the code and how it interacts with other RCS users and or messages, right? Now, if you were unaware, this month is Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Now, these are 5 new protections that'll help keep you safe when using Google Messages on Android or on a Chromebook or something that's running Chrome OS or Android, right? Chrome OS is Android, but you get the point. So, number 1, enhanced detection that will protect you from package delivery and job scams. What did I just talk about? Google Messages is adding new protections against scam texts that may seem harmless at first, but can eventually lead to fraud. For Google Messages beta users, we'll get into that later, we're rolling out enhanced scam detection with improved analysis of scammy texts, starting with a focus on package delivery and job-seeking messages. So when Google Messages suspects a potential scam, it'll automatically move the message into your spam folder, and it'll give you a warning, right? Hey, this looks suspicious. Google Messages uses on-device machine learning models to classify these scams so your conversations stay private and the content is never sent to Google unless you report it as spam. So they're rolling out this enhancement right now to Google Messages beta users who have spam protection enabled. Now, to enable spam protection, you need to go into your Messages app and then click on, there's no real settings button like icons. So what you got to do, open up your Messages app, tap on your icon in the top right, and then simply scroll down to settings. And they also have a spam and blocked section there that you can activate it. And we'll get into, I'll put a link for the beta version of Google Messages. I think I'm using it. If I'm not, I definitely will, but I'm pretty sure I am. I will put a link in the description once this video is over, a link to Google Messages beta that will enable all of these features. Are already ready to go, good to go on the beta version, and they will slowly start rolling out as of right now to regular users that are using the stable build. Second enhancement is the intelligent warnings alert. It'll essentially warn you about potentially dangerous links. So the 0-click, one-day click links that are very harmful, that can essentially ruin your life, are alive and very well. They are out here in the wild. And this basically what this second security feature is going to try to encompass is target those malicious links and automatically delete them. In the past year, they've been piloting more and more protections, adding more and more features into Google Messages. And when users receive a text message with potentially dangerous links, that's when it goes into action. So before you even see it, it's going to try to pinpoint these, because they all have, each link has a sort of like a history, right? So Google can go in behind the scenes, scan that link that's sent, and see the IP address. Is it malicious? Has it been used before? Has it been sent out? They kind of run a Carfax, right? A check on that link to see if it's malicious. And if it is, out the door. Now, third one, controls to turn off messages from unknown international senders. Now, soon you'll be able to automatically hide messages from international senders who are not existing contacts. You don't have to interact with them. A lot of times these scammers will be from another country, quite frankly. Not singling out any one country, but they're all over the, even in here in the United States, all over the place. You'll be able to turn off messages from unknown international senders, so not in your country. More than likely, if it's a family member, you're going to have in their, say in Jamaica, or they're in Nigeria, you'll have them saved in your contacts, more than likely. So if it's coming from Nigeria and it's not a family member, red flag, right? Fourth thing, sensitive content warnings give you controls over what you're seeing and sending or receiving images that may contain nudity. Google's always trying to provide users with a variety of ways to protect themselves against unwanted content, right? While keeping them in control of your data. This is why they are introducing sensitive content warnings for Google Messages. It's an optional feature that blurs images that may contain nudity before viewing, right? And then it prompts you with a speed bump, quote unquote, that contains help finding resources and options, including to view the content. Basically, hey, this is potentially explicit content. Do you want to view it or not? And it'll have the picture, but the possible potential explicit images or contents of that images will be blurred out, right? Kids may get a hold of your phone. You never know what can happen. Plus, people don't want to see that right off the bat, right? You're sitting at the office at the job, and like, whoa, what the hell? So that's good, right? Now, that will use AI to scan an image before it comes in, and they do really, really good. They have all the algorithms in the world, and they know what's explicit and what's not, right? It's kind of like the judge that outlawed porn, right? You know what it is when you see it, right? So that's good. And then the fifth thing, more confirmation about who you're messaging. So just recently, Google Messages enabled profiles for Google Messages. I just set mine up. I know that's been out, and you may have set yours up a month or two ago. They enabled it randomly, so I literally just got set up my profile on Google Messages. I think last week, probably 3 or 4 days ago, and that helps not only Google recognize you, hey, it's really me who's texting here, but also it helps everybody, right? The sender, the receiver. It helps communication between making sure everybody is who they say they are, right? So it basically helps you avoid sophisticated messaging threats where attacker tries to impersonate one of your contacts. That's what it's really for. This new feature will allow you to verify your contact's public keys so you can confirm whether you're communicating with that person or not, essentially, the real person. It helps thwart impersonators. So, very good deal. I'm going to put a link, as I mentioned. Those are the 5 new features rolling out to Google Messages. I'll put a link for the beta version. Again, these are active and actively working in the beta version of Google Messages, and will slowly start rolling out to people with the stable build. And if you're on the stable build, like I'm sure 99% of the people are, you will see this rolling out immediately, right? So, and all you have to do, it's not like you have to go in and activate this and that. All you do is it will give you an update in the Play Store. So you will get a notification, or if you don't get a notification, go to the Play Store. You know, they did change that lately too. So here's what you do. Go to the Play Store application on your Android phone. Find your icon, your avatar in the top right of the screen. Go ahead and touch that. And then the very first line, it says Manage Apps and Device. Simply select that option. And then you'll see Updates. Check for updates available. Wow, I have 20 updates available. Lord have mercy. Look at this. So I will update everything right now. But that's how you update your apps. Go ahead and do that. You can put it on automatic update. You can put it on manual update. But go ahead and double check that, because it may be live right now. In fact, let me see. Yep, I have a Google Messages update. So right there. So go ahead and check your phone, and hopefully you will be more secure. Now, getting into some more news, Google news. The upcoming Pixel 9a series. So the Pixel 9, the original Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, Pixel 9 Pro XL, Pixel 9 Pro Fold have been outstanding devices. I could not recommend them more. Like, it's so good. It might win my phone of the year. Now, haven't compiled the list and done a lot of deep thinking, but could be at the top of the list this year for phone of the year. So the 9A, the A series, for people that are unaware, is a watered down version of Google's flagship phone, right? So it has everything people love, just a little less specs, right? Maybe not the best screen available at the moment, which Google has, the number one screen on any smartphone. It may not have wireless charging, which the regular Pixel 9 series does. You get the point, right? It's a little cheaper, but you roughly get the same Pixel everybody else loves at a cheaper price. Well, today we got some news of some unexpected changes. They're kind of surprising. Now, it's nothing bad, of course. It's actually really good. We got news that Google is going to change the camera sensors on the back and the size. That's correct, the size of the phone. Now, let me pull this up here. It appears the main camera, let's see here, there's the sensors. Okay, so leaks surfaced about this Pixel 9a camera setup and suggest its primary lens could drop to 48 megapixels from the Pixel 8a's 64. So the 8a had a 64 primary megapixel sensor, and it appears this new Pixel 9a is going to have a 48 megapixel. Not a big deal, because hang on a second. The ultra wide and selfie cameras are rumored to remain at 13 megapixels. A drop in the camera strength was kind of speculated, especially following Google's director of design comments about why the Pixel 9's visor was so large. If you don't know, there's a bump on the back of this Pixel 9 series. Has a huge camera bar. It appears they don't want to put that on the 9a, because the 9a, on the back of the 9a, it's completely flat. So they could not carry these same sensors at this Pixel, the flagship 9 does. So that's why the 9a has a flat back. They're just going to change some of the sensors on there. And I don't have, look, I give them the benefit of the doubt. Pixel has always taken phenomenal photos, and this year are really good videos. So I give them the benefit of the doubt as far as what sensor selection they want to go with. Be my guest. Y'all do your thing. I'm sure it's going to be badass. The Pixel 8a featured a camera worthy of championship status. It was really good sensor on the 8a. But the latest rumor claims the successor might see a sharp change. According to this post, the Google Pixel 9a is rumored to debut with a 48 megapixel primary lens instead of the strong 64 megapixel that we mentioned on the 8a. If the Pixel 9a comes with this new 64 megapixel sensor, 48 megapixel sensor, we kind of know what to expect. So they've actually used that same 48 megapixel sensor in previous generations, right? That is the same one that is on the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. That's correct. So they had the 48 megapixel in this is I believe it's a 1 or 2 year old sensor. It's actually going to be the same camera setup that you're going to see in the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. As you know, the Pro Fold, the Fold 2, does not have the same sensors. And that's on the Pixel 9 Pro XL and Pixel 9 Pro. Kind of confusing, but it appears it's the same sensor that's on the Fold 2, which offers a 1/2 inch primary sensor with a f1.7 aperture, OIS plus EIS, and an 82-degree wide angle view. So this new Pixel 9a should take really, really good photos. I have not been able to test the Pixel Fold 2 or Pixel 9 Pro Fold, but I have seen some samples and videos, and they look really, really good. They know what they're doing when it comes to photography, still images, and this year the video quality is really, really good. Like, they really upgraded it this year. So as I mentioned, I give them the benefit of the doubt. If they want to change it up, and it's not like they're going to something new, right, where it takes them time to get used to this sensor and they have to code certain things right for the features to look right, like with Nothing, right? With the Nothing phone 2, it took the Nothing developers like 6 months to really get that camera good, right? But with Pixel, they've already been using this 48 megapixel sensor, so they know exactly what to do with it. This thing will be fine-tuned right out of the box. So I think that's a good change. If they want to keep, remember, they're keeping this flat design on the back, so that's why they had to make a change. Now, other stats on the Pixel, I believe, we don't know, this has not been confirmed. It's going to offer 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of storage with, I believe, they're going to do a 256 storage option. Nothing's confirmed. I'm at least fingers crossed hoping they do that, because you know what? Very little people, even older people, can't use a phone with 128 gigs. I think out of that 128, I think only 100 of it is usable. Stuff goes quick when you're taking photos and videos and loading up apps on your phone. Goes pretty quick, right? It will have a slightly larger battery than the previous 8A. This new 9A is speculated to come right at about 46 to 4700 milliamp per hour battery. And here's the thing, what they're doing with the display. The other big change that is notable, they're going to make the display bigger. So last year, 8A was a 6.1 inch display, 1080p plus display. This year, 6.3 inch, 1080p plus AMOLED display. Very good news. I'm happy to see it get a little bigger. 6.1, too small for me. I used to tell myself I like smaller phones. I enjoy smaller phones, this and that. But now that I think about it, not so much, right? I think 6.3 is probably the smallest I could use. 6.7, in my opinion, is the absolute best size for a display. It's big enough to edit videos on, to watch a football game on, to view videos that you just took, and it's relatively, quote unquote, small enough to use with one hand. When you get up to 6.8, when you get up to 6.9, it's almost you can't use it with one hand, meaning texting and doing all sorts of stuff, emails, and it's almost too much for one hand. So I think 6.7 is perfect. However, I do agree with this change of increasing the display size from a 6.1 on the 8A to a 6.3 inch display now on the Pixel 9A. Now, when are we going to get this thing? It appears we're going to get it in Q2 of 2025. So probably in May, I believe, is when they're going to come out with it. Would that be in the Q2? Yeah, that'd be Q2. So I think May, and should be a good device. Should be a really, really good device. So I believe we'll get one in-house here in studio and test that out for everybody. Now, one device we are looking forward to launching soon are devices with the new Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU. We know we've done a lot of discussions about the new OnePlus 13 coming out soon. In fact, that's technically not the first phone that's going to be launched with this new Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU. I think it is I just saw it before I went live. It's a weird name. IGOO. Not many sales here in the US, that's why I'm not familiar with it, but I think they already launched it today or yesterday. But OnePlus 13 will be the most known, will be the first well-known phone launched with the Snapdragon 8 Elite. Sorry, I was tripping over the words. But I do have a list if you're interested. Maybe the OnePlus 13 is not your style. Maybe you just don't like Oxygen OS, or for whatever reason, right? Everybody has different tastes and different flavors. That's fine, of what phones you want or like to use, and that's cool. Now we have a list of confirmed devices that are going to be packing heat, that are going to be equipped with this Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU. Now, let's get this list real quick. It consists of some phones we know we're going to launch with it, and some that are not so well known, right? Now, as I mentioned, let me see if I can copy this. Sorry about that. I had it ready on my computer before it crashed, and what do you know? Got it. Well, I take that back. Okay. So, Qualcomm has confirmed that smartphone brands including Asus, Honor, iQOO, OnePlus, Oppo, Realme, Samsung, Vivo, Xiaomi, and more will launch devices powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite CPU, and the very first device was already launched, and the presumably OnePlus 13 will launch here in China in about a week, and then the floodgates open, right? So as I mentioned, a ton of manufacturers are going to be using this CPU. Everybody's in awe of the performance. Everybody's seen what it can do. And if you don't remember, let me show you while I pull up this list. Check this out. Look at this performance. Just jaw-dropping performance. And I think really, and now they've probably had with communications in the background with Qualcomm in regards to just how good a well-performing CPU this is. Because remember, Qualcomm they're trying to sell their product. So they're trying to sell their CPU to manufacturers to put in their phones. So of course they're in connection with Huawei, with Honor, with Oppo, with Samsung in regards to, hey, this is a really, really good CPU. You're going to want to put this in everything. And so they're probably like, yo, look at these numbers. This is incredible. This is the best CPU we've ever made. So, you know, Qualcomm's definitely trying to get this sold. But I think once it's come out, I think a lot of people, once these results come out, a lot of people see these and jump on board pretty quick. This is pretty good, pretty amazing stuff. Really, really powerful mobile technology here that we're looking at. Now, we're definitely going to see this chipset in every flagship Android phone, probably over the next year, minus the Pixel, right? They're using their own Tensor chip, which should give a really good boost in performance as well. And obviously not the iPhone because they use their own, but minus the Pixel, minus the iPhone, obviously. This should be in almost every flagship phone released in the next fiscal year. Minus nothing. Now, nothing is interesting. Again, we discussed that yesterday. I believe they might put a MediaTek CPU in there since they've already have an established relationship with MediaTek, using them for a few devices. So I believe they're either going to put a MediaTek 9300, 9400, or they might go with Qualcomm Snapdragon 8S Gen 3, which was a more geared towards AI anyways, and that's why nothing has delayed their phone, because it's trying to get the AI right before they put it out, right? Let's see here. Well, my list that I had got taken down. Maybe it was not supposed to be out. Well, that kind of screwed up my segment, didn't it? Yeah. Is Android Authority down? Interesting. Well, let's do this. Let's go to my website. eSIMstudios.net. And we are back. Let me pull up my app real quick and see if it's on here. I believe they took that article down. Interesting. Remember we talked about their Qualcomm's Quick Connect that goes into play with the Xiaomi's next device using a unique co-processor to make pairing your device a breeze. Pairing should get faster, easier, stronger connection. Let's see. Samsung Health is updated. Honor Magic 7 Pro will get this new CPU. Samsung canceled its plans for a cheaper Fold. The Xiaomi 15 series will be the first Snapdragon 8 Elite phones on the market. So here is a relevant article. The Xiaomi 15 series will premiere the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Elite on the market. It will be unveiled. Oh, it was unveiled in Hawaii tomorrow. Xiaomi is expected to unveil the Xiaomi 15 series tomorrow, October 23rd. It'll launch the 15 and 15 Pro at first, and then the 15 Ultra later in the year. Cool. Interesting news. Good news for everybody. All right, guys, I got to get out of here. I am way past my limit. I got to run, but thank you for joining me. PC crashed. I'm going to go return it. I probably don't have time today. I'm going to go return it tomorrow and maybe get something else, maybe not. But the Snapdragon 8 Elite, well, again, I don't think it's the CPU. I think it's the Samsung. But anyways, I got to run. Appreciate you joining me. Please stay safe. And as always, I will see you tomorrow on time. I'll make it on time tomorrow. Peace out.